welcome back to my YouTube channel, My Salvation Story. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, for leaving a comment, and just for taking the time to even watch this video. I want to thank you guys for deciding just to come on this journey with me and just to hear my salvation story. Now, the last time I would have, shared how I came to Christ, how I accepted Jesus Christ in my life, and how after accepting Him into my life, how at one point I started to doubt because of a conversation I was having with somebody, and then after that, how I met some persons on Facebook, two persons. The desire of my heart was just to please God. And so I realized that I was very careful about the things that I do. And so at this point now, I was now looking at my relationship, and I was like, God, is this the relationship for me? Is this person going to be my husband? Am I going to marry this person? So these were the questions I was asking at the time. And I remember I started to feel this way about my boyfriend, as if, I wouldn't say that I didn't love him anymore, but I started to feel like I maybe don't want to be in the relationship anymore, because I was now serving God, and so I wasn't sure. As I said, I was really, really careful, about the things that I would do, the things that I would engage in, because I don't want to sin, I want to come out of sin and all of that. I just want to live the perfect life, right? And so I remember after feeling, that way, I started to pray about the relationship, and I was like, God, whatever it is you want me to do, do it. And I remember I was sharing this with a friend, and the friend said to me, that I should go on a fasting, go on a week of fasting, about the relationship, seek God, and and get some clarity. And I remember the friend also sharing with me that sometimes persons come into your life for a season. They are not necessarily there for forever, or should be there forever, but they come in your life for a season. And I was wondering, maybe this was the case with my boyfriend. The Lord would have used him to minister to me, to say to me, come, let's get married and go in church, because he knew that's what I really wanted to hear. That was the desire of my heart. And so I set out to fast, and I said I'm going to do a week of fasting. And during that week of fasting, I prayed some specific prayers. I was like, God, when I want to know if this person is for me, I want to know if I should be in this relationship. And whenever you give me the answer, I don't want to be figuring out if it's really you, but whenever you give me the answer, I want to know that it is you and it is coming from you. So that was the prayer of my heart. I started the fasting the Monday, and I ended the fasting the Saturday. And I remember the Sunday now, I went to church in the morning, came home from church. I was at home, do the regular routine, cook, eat. And this was now maybe around after 5 or 6 o'clock, thereabout. The woman from Facebook, she messaged me. This is the same woman who I said, who I would ask questions from time to time, and she would answer me. The one who said to me that, the relationship that I'm in is not the relationship God wants for me. And so she messaged me on Facebook. This is now after the fast, after my 7 days of fasting. She messaged me. The first thing she said to me was, God is saying you're having doubts, but you should trust Him. The next thing she said, go and pursue your studies. The next thing she said, uh, was, the relationship that you're in, this is not the relationship God has for you. And then she said to me, God is saying, you see this person as someone who is selfless, but God said that if you leave this relationship, He will find you better. And then she said, 6 years, that is what I am hearing. No, after my 7 days of fasting, 7 days of praying to God and asking God specifically that when He answer my prayer, He should answer in a way where I will know that it is Him talking to me. And the fact that the first thing the woman said to me about me pursuing my studies, in that time I was in my final year of UTech. I was in my final year, final semester. And I was wondering, what am I going to do after college? And so prior to that, I was seeking to study overseas. I was seeking out school. I actually contacted this agency who would assist students to get scholarship overseas, get a student visa. And I was seeking about a school in Canada to do my master's. I started communicating with the person, set up a meeting. When I see all of the money, I was just, what, this is not going to work out. And I didn't go any further with it. And so this woman now saying to me, go and pursue your studies. God is saying that you're having those, but you should trust Him. That convinced me that God was talking to her, because I did not say to this woman, I am going back to school, or I want to go back to school, but I don't have the money. I did not mention anything about school to her, right? And so the fact that she mentioned that convinced me, and so when she mentioned about the relationship, I'm saying, this is really from God. God is really talking to her. And so I believed her. And the only thing I said to her was, thank you. And she sent a message, say, you're welcome, with a smiley face. And I said, all right, God, I know what I need to do now. And I said, God, give me the strength to do it. I need to end this relationship, because clearly, this is not what you want. This is not the relationship for me, and that it explains why I am feeling the way I'm feeling now. That's what I said at the time. And this was the Sunday evening, so the Monday now, I went to school, I shared it with my friend, and I was just, she was encouraging me, and just telling me to continue to pray, and she's praying for me and all of that. And she really understands, sometimes God will do things that we really don't understand it. And so the Monday evening, no, I was at home, and I said, I'm not going to wait. No, I'm not going to draw this thing out. I need to make a decision, and I need to do it right now. I need to let my boyfriend know that, I need to end this relationship. And so I called him, and I said to him, I explained to him that I went on a fast. I explained to him what the fast was about, and what I asked God for, the answer that I needed. I explained that to him, and I let him know what the woman said on Facebook. The woman who messaged me, I tell him everything, and his response was, he understand, and it's not that I'm leaving him for an next man. It's God, and so He understands. He was very, very understanding about the situation, and I know deep down he was hurting, because we made plans that we're going to get married, and we're going to church. I made the decision, I gave my life to God, but he was still struggling. Remember, because he wasn't in Jamaica, he was living overseas at the time. And so it was a struggle for him. And so, after now, I explained to him, everything. We ended the relationship the night. I came off the phone. And I remember I was there, I was at home, and I started to pray. And I was like, God, I'm putting everything in your hands, you know. I just want to do what you want me to do. I just want to do your will, and just ask him to continue to guide me. So while I was there praying, in the middle of my prayer, I saw the image of the man on Facebook. And I saw his face, and I heard a voice said, he is your husband. All kind of things going through my mind now, because I'm like, God, how you tell me if you end my relationship, and you tell me say wait 6 years, and now you tell me say this man is my husband. I'm like, and I tried to block it out, and I said and finish my prayer. And then after I finished praying, I was lying on the bed on my back, and I could sense that there was this presence in my room. I wasn't sure what it was. In my mind, it was God. Because remember now, I'm a young Christian. I don't know the voice of God. I don't know the presence of God. I don't know. Right? I'm just a young Christian who want to do what is right. Who is just passionate for God and just want to please him. And so, after finished praying, I was lying on my back, and I heard the voice said, he's your husband. And the force was so strong. It was kind of aggressive in a way. And the only thing I said was, yes, he's my husband. And the moment I said that, it felt as if something entered me and became one with me. And I remember I started to get some chills. Like when you're having fever and you feel a little bit chilly, I felt like that. And then I felt fearful, like this fearfulness came over me. And I called my friend who was a Christian. She was living next door. I called her and I said, come, I don't like how I'm feeling. I'm asking you to come and pray for me. She came, and, I was explaining to her. And she said, Giselle, God is not going to force anything on you. And she said, God does not work like that. And I said, all right. And she said, show me the picture of the man. I showed her the picture of the man, and the moment I gave her the phone, she pushed away the phone, and she said, Giselle, I don't have a good feeling about this. And she said, continue to pray about it before I do anything. And I said, all right. And she prayed with me, and she left. I want to tell you, after she left, I was there. I don't know if you when you're watching, like, ever watch a movie or a cartoon, and you see where a person is, where they hypnotize them, and it's like when they hypnotize, they're controlled by the spirit. I was there, it felt as though I was hypnotized by something. I started to smile. I go on the man's Facebook page. I started to scroll through his picture, and I was just there smiling. I watched some of the videos I see him put up, and I started just seeing me and him having a family, living together, going out, and all of these things. I was not happy because of yes, this man is my husband, and I remember, so that was the Monday night, and the Tuesday I went to school, and I was there. I was talking to one of my friends. I explained to her what happened. No, it's like everything just kicked in. Like I came to the realization that I really ended my relationship with my boyfriend, and I started to feel really emotional, and then my boyfriend messaged me, and tell me how he's feeling, how he's hurting, and that just added, I don't know, like just my emotions. I was crying uncontrollably. I was just crying. I was hurting. I was feeling really, really down. And I remember that night I was going to Bible studies, and I invited my friend. I said, come to Bible studies with me. This friend, she was living all the way in St. Mary, and I said, you can stay over now because Bible studies is going to finish around 9 o'clock, and I don't want you to travel. So she said, all right, she's going to stay over. And then we went to Bible studies together, and she stayed with me for the night. We were just there talking, and we went to bed, and about 3 a.m. the Wednesday morning, I dreamt that this man was going around killing a lot of women in Jamaica. And in the dream, I was saying, the blood of Jesus is against you, the blood of Jesus is against you. I got up from the dream saying the same words, the blood of Jesus is against you. And I felt my skin burning me as if it was just heat. It wasn't a smooth heat, but it was a harsh heat, and it was just burning my skin. And my mouth was just saying, the blood of Jesus is against you. I wasn't the one saying, but my mouth was just moving and uttering those words. And I tried to go back to sleep, and then I got up again, and my mouth was just saying, the blood of Jesus is against you. I didn't understand what was happening. And I wake up my friend, and I said, turn on the light, turn on. And she said, what happened to you? What happened to you? No, at this point, all I was thinking was to kill my friend. It felt as though something just took over my body, my mind, like my being, and I was like, I wanted to kill my friend. And I called my friend next door, the same one who prayed for me. I called her. When I called her around 3 a.m. the Wednesday morning, she wasn't sleeping. She sounded alert. It didn't sound as if I awake her from her sleep. And I explained to her what happened, and she said, she's coming over. I called my pastor at the time. I explained to him, and he said he's coming, right? Because what I was feeling, the scissors was on the dresser, a pen was on the dresser, and all was going through my mind is take up the scissors and kill my friend, stab her to death. And I was explaining those feelings and my thoughts to my friend, and she was, she was panicking, and and I said, my other friend is downstairs, go and let her in. And she ran downstairs. As a matter of fact, she went to get the key. She couldn't find the key. And it was like I was in and out of myself. One moment I was drizzled, and the next moment something else took over my body. I managed to get the key, and by the time I was going down the stairs, it's like something else took over my body. I was looking at my friend from top of the stairs, walking down. She was at the end of the stairs, and I was saying, I am going to kill you. And she was screaming out. And then now my friend from next door, who was standing at the grill waiting for the grill to open, to come in, is that they started to pray. It was two of them, and they started to pray and speaking in tongues. No, this was no demon. This was no a demonic case. I was not manifesting with demon, right? I didn't understand what's happening to me at the time, but this is what was happening. Demon was not manifesting in me. And so I managed to come back to myself, open the grill, let them in, and they were just praying for me. And I calmed down, and they were saying, these persons on Facebook, you need to block them right away. You need to cut off all communication with them. And then my friend, they were saying that, Giselle, when you called me, I wasn't sleeping. I was up all night. She felt as something was going to happen, but she wasn't sure what it was. And so the Lord had her praying the entire night, both of them. Because we were all university students, and both of them shared room, both of them, they're Christians. And she said they were up, and they saw a vision of me, like I was on an altar, and persons gathered around me as if they were sacrificing me. And, it came out that, these persons, that they were a part of a cult, and, they were sacrificing me. They were using me as a sacrifice. And while I had thoughts of killing myself, my friend, I also was thinking of also hurting myself in that moment. And so that is an next part to my salvation story. As I said before, my salvation story is, I don't know, it's very unique. It is very long, a lot of aspect to it, and I feel as though this is the time for me to share it. So there's another part to it. I don't know when I'm going to end or reach to the end of this story, but I hope you guys just stick around to hear the different parts, and just continue to like and comment and share. And I believe in my heart that this is going to be a blessing to somebody. I believe that this is going to be a blessing to somebody. So the next video, I will share in the next video what happened after that demonization, how my deliverance process started. And just stick around. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe, remember to share this video, to like this video, and to leave a comment.